Theravada Buddhism, also known as the School of the Elders, is the oldest surviving branch of Buddhism. It is one of the major forms of Buddhism, practiced primarily in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. The word Theravada translates to the doctrine of the elders, referring to the teachings preserved in the Pali Canon, the authoritative scriptures of Theravada Buddhism. Theravada Buddhism emphasizes a direct and personal approach to the spiritual liberation through the diligent practice of mindfulness, meditation, and ethical living. Its practitioners seek to attain enlightenment and liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, also known as samsara, by following the Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha. The core teachings of Theravada Buddhism revolve around Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. Monastic life plays a significant role in Theravada Buddhism, with monks and nuns dedicated to practicing and spreading the teachings. Followers often engage in meditation retreats, rituals, and acts of generosity as means of spiritual development. While emphasizing self-liberation, Theravada Buddhism also places importance on the well-being of all beings and encourages compassionate action and mindfulness in daily life.
Theravada Buddhist beliefs. The two fundamental concepts of Theravada Buddhism are Nirvana and Arhat. Nirvana is a perfect place that is free from all suffering. The ultimate goal of Theravada Buddhism is to attain Nirvana at the end of the cycle of their lives. Nirvana or Nibbana in Pali is the ultimate goal of the Theravada Buddhist path. Nirvana refers to awakening, the ultimate liberation of the mind and freedom from samsara, the cycle of suffering, death, and rebirth. Ang Nirvana o Nibbana sa Pali ay ang sukdulang layunin ng Theravada Buddhist path. Ang Nirvana ay tumutukoy sa pagising, ang pinakauling pagbalaya ng isip at kalayaan mula sa samsara, ang siklo ng pagdurusa, kamatayan at muling pagsilang. Arhat, Sanskrit, one who is worthy. Pali Arahant, in Buddhism, a perfected person, one who has gained insight into the true nature of existence and has achieved Nirvana, spiritual enlightenment. The Arhat, having freedom himself from the bonds of desire, will not be reborn.
The practices of Theravada Buddhism encompass a wide range of spiritual and ethical disciplines, designed to foster mindfulness, ethical conduct, and wisdom. These practices are primarily aimed to achieving Nibbana, the cessation of suffering and cycle rebirth. Adherence to the five precepts. Lay followers of Theravada Buddhism are expected to adhere to the five precepts. Fundamental ethical guidelines for daily life. These include abstaining from taking life, taking what is not given, stealing, sexual misconduct, false speech, and intoxication. Generosity, Dana. Dana or generosity is a fundamental practice in Theravada Buddhism. Lay followers often give alms and support to the monastic community, a practice that serve to reduce selfishness and attachment. Meditation. Meditation is essential for Theravada Buddhism and it is used as a tool for cultivating mindfulness and wisdom. Two principal forms of meditation are practiced: Samatha meditation, which develop mental focus, and the Vipassana meditation, which cultivate awareness and understanding of the permanence of all phenomena, the inherent unsatisfactoriness of existence of the observant of Uposatha days. Uposatha days are observed on the full moon, new moon, and the two quarter moon days of the lunar month. These days, lay followers often visit local temples to make merit, listen to the Dhamma talks, meditate, and observe the 8th precept, which include the 5 precepts plus additional rules such as refraining from eating after midday and abstaining Study of the Dhamma. The Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha as preserved in Pali Canon, is regularly studied and discussed the Theravada communities. This study aims in developing right understanding one of the aspects of the noble monastic retreats. Vasa. Monks undertake a 3 month retreat during rainy season, Vasa, staying in one place, often a monastery or temple. During this time, they engage in intensive meditation of Dhamma study. Lay followers often take this period as an opportunity to make prayer, donate to the monastic community, and intensify their own practice. Pilgrimage, Yatra. While not mandatory, many Theravada Buddhists undertake pilgrimage to important historical sites associated with the life of Buddha, such as Lumbini, his birthplace, Udgara, where he attained enlightenment, Sawat, where he gave his first sermon, and Kushinagar, where he passed away or attained Prinivagar, ah, Prini, Prinivargana.
And Rabbit. Ang karma po ay nagre-refers to the moral law of cause and effect. Ito yung isang ginawa mong mali sa tao, nababalik sa'yo. Hindi man babalik sa'yo sa ngayon, babalik naman sa'yo sa madaling panahon. Rabbit naman po ay cycle ng birth, death at rebirth. The Theravada Buddhists are striving to have more good karma than bad karma para gumanda ang kanilang kasalukuyan, buhay at sa susunod mong buhay. The core of the Theravada Buddhist funeral rites, which can be observed from Sri Lanka, top laws, is the offering of a white piece of cloth and the monks. The offering is made by close relatives and accompanied by the chanting the appropriate verse. That cloth is refers to the secondary literature.
Theravada Buddhism, one of the major branches of Buddhism, traces its origins to the historical figure known as Siddhartha Gautama, who later became the Buddha. However, the founder of Theravada Buddhism, as a distinct tradition, is often attributed to the Indian scholar monk Mahinda, also known as Mahinda Thera. Mahinda Thera, also known as Mahinda, was the son of King Ashoka, who ruled the Mauryan Empire in India. According to ancient texts, Mahinda, while still a young Buddhist monk, traveled to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism, specifically the Theravada tradition. He introduced the teachings, monastic codes, and practices of Theravada Buddhism, eventually converting King Devanampiya Tissa and his subjects to Buddhism. Mahinda Thera's efforts played a crucial role in establishing Theravada Buddhism as the dominant Buddhist tradition in Sri Lanka and other Southeast Asian countries.
The Theravada Buddhism is also it's the older of two major of Buddhist tradition that base their philosophies of the Sutra of teaching of Siddhartha Gautama, better known as the Buddha. Theravada means way of the elder of Pali, the original language of his teaching. Theravadins always adhere to where the consider to the original numerous mostly South Asia countries today. It is practiced primarily in Burma, Cambodia, Laos, in Sri Lanka, and Thailand. Vinaya Pitaka. The Vinaya Pitaka is the collection of rules of relating of monastic discipline. It primarily contains guidelines and ethical conduct of social behavior for monks as well as institutional guidelines of Sangha. Sutta Pitaka. The Sutta Pitaka is the collection of discourses of anecdotes of example of mostly attributed of Buddha that reflect of teaching and understanding and reality in paths and enlightenment. And Abhidhamma Pitaka. The Abhidhamma Pitaka is the collection of teachings that are beyond of Dhamma, focusing on philosophy and metaphysics in Buddhism. That set of teaching emerged century later than the previous collection. Jatalis, the Jatakatalis is a set of story contained with the Sutta Pitaka that details of previous rebirths of the Buddha.
In conclusion, Theravada Buddhism is a rich and ancient tradition that holds immense value in the life of its practitioners. Its teachings and practices offers a systematic approach to understanding the nature of suffering and finding freedom from it. By promoting mindfulness, meditation, and the cultivation of virtues, Theravada Buddhism provides a practical guide for individuals to navigate the challenges of life while seeking inner peace and wisdom. The emphasis on community, rituals, and the role of monasticism further strengthens the sense of belonging and support within this tradition. Ultimately, Theravada Buddhism, a path for individuals to lead a meaningful and fulfilling life while striving for enlightenment and liberation from the cycle of rebirth.